I'm good.
Let's make it happen. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey. I don't think it's Harry Carrot time.
Let's have a beer.
Let's see. You already having one though, right?
That's true. I am.
Yeah, that's great. We're talking to an addiction specialist, and you're going to get drunk.
I'm not getting drunk. I'm having a beer. I'm not addicted. I don't have a problem. You're my dad. Shut up.
That is exactly what he said right when he says, yeah, since we're talking to an addiction specialist, I'm going to grab a beer. I'll be right back. And that's when I called you.
And 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Metalhead of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne. And these two fine gentlemen across the seas are...
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to go, aren't I?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Adam.
That was the amazing Adam, and I am the Rum Guy.
And we are the most dangerous podcast on the planet. Does that sounds good?
That seemed half-hearted, really.
Really? You didn't like that?
I don't know.
Fuck you guys. And today we have an amazing guest. Mr. Jason Blackburn has joined us today on our show. Hello, Jason.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
You
good.
know,
Everything's good.
keeping it real, staying black, fighting the power. You know that stuff.
Fight the power. Power to the people.
You damn right.
I gotta say, you've got an amazing last name.
I do. You know, it's quite funny. There's stuff in history books that say many last names came from what people did for a living.
Okay.
And as it turns out, one of my earliest relatives that came over from England, he was a blacksmith in Goliad, Texas. So
Awesome.
I don't know if that has to do with the derivation of the name Blackburn, but it kind of makes sense.
Well, thank God you said he was a blacksmith and not a black burner.
Yeah, that's where I thought he was going with
Me
that.
too. I thought he was like, I used to burn black people. That'd been terrible.
No, none of that.
No, I really agree with that, because actually my last name translated back to what it is originally
Is
means,
asshole.
No, it does not mean asshole. No, that's Barris. Mine translates into fiddler, and my family, part of my family, used to make fiddles and violins in the old country. So that's what the name means.
Pretty cool.
I thought it was
The
'cause
old
you
country.
You thought what?
I thought it's because you can't sit still.
Oh, he likes to fiddle with his penis.
Yeah, there's that too. See, it just transcends.
I don't know what mine. I mean, I guess because I show my ass, it's bare ass.
That's right. You were one of the first butt burlesque performers. Your family created the moon.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I think his family were the first baristas.
Nice. See, that's even better. Thank you. I like that. I know my first name. My
You know
first
what a
name.
barista is, Wayne?
Yeah, it's some idiot that serves coffee.
Oh. No, that's not what a
Didn't you used to own a coffee shop?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, and you served coffee, right?
No, I roasted coffee.
So your name's not. Well, it could be Blackburn too.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Jason, tell us
Yes.
a little bit about yourself and just tell us the story. Let's start at the beginning. You were a small child. You were left alone in the room in the dark. Go.
Okay. How do you
Or we
know
can skip
so
ahead.
much about me already?
Research.
Anyway,
Research.
no. So my name is Jason Blackburn. I am a person in long-term recovery. What that means to me is that I have not had to use a mind-altering substance in over 8 years and 9 months.
Awesome.
What that allows me to do is be a better employee, a better brother, a better friend, and a better, more productive member of society.
What put you on this track? I mean, what was the big? Is this too personal? I don't know.
No, Wayne and I had already talked about this. I'm actually very open, so feel free to ask me any questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have.
The moment I have a lot of friends of mine that have been had hard patches through their lives and turned their lives around as well, and there always seems to be whether it be tragedy or just epiphany. You know, what was your trigger? What was the moment that you decided, you know what, this is I can't do this anymore. I need to change this.
Well, it's the funny way in which I relate it is it got back to me many years after I was already sober that a lot of my friends used to think of me as their own personal Chris Farley. And when I found out about this, I thought it was kind of funny because at the end, I was pretty much living in a van down by the river. Except it was a 30-foot fifth wheel trailer by a canal in a trailer park in a very seedy part of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I had no running water, no electricity, but I was still managing to stay employed. My 2-week paychecks averaged 110 to 120 hours on a paycheck over 5 different pay scales. And it was all the money that I was making, and this was in a restaurant. All the money that I was making was going back out to fuel my addictions. And at that particular point in time, everybody that was around me at that point in time in my life, all my family, loved ones, and everything, they had finally set up their boundaries and decided to love me from a distance. So they basically closed their doors. And there was one night, I was about to actually start on the opening crew of a new restaurant, semi-fine dining. Was going to be a waiter, was probably going to be averaging $200 a night in tips. Like, I thought I had it made. So, of course, being the good addict that I was, it was time to celebrate. And I got off at noon on June 19th of 2008, and started drinking. Later on that evening, I had run into a friend of mine. The drinking progressed throughout the evening. I ended up drinking, it was about 12 hours straight. And I was pulled over for what should have been, for all intents and purposes, my fourth offense, DWI. For whatever reason, the first one that I had ever gotten, it just no longer appears on my record anywhere. Like, it doesn't exist, and it still mystifies me, but knock on wood, I'm not asking any questions.
Right.
So I went to jail. I knew nobody was bailing me out. At that point, I had already been going through some crisis of conscience where at night, when I would try to, put my head down to go to bed, I would, lay down, and it to me, and this, may sound strange, but this is what it felt like to me. It felt like somebody was grabbing me by the ankles and swinging me from side to side inside the bedroom of my trailer, and the only way I could get it to stop was to flip over on my back and, cry out to God or whomever was listening, say, "I'll never do it again, I'll never do it again, please make it stop, I'll never do it again." And of course I would repeat the cycle. And until that night I was arrested. Go back to being in jail. I knew nobody was bailing me out, so I was like, okay, this is it. When I finally really truly came to in the holding cell, I had a moment where I was just kind of sitting there looking out at everything that was going on, and I had, an epiphany, if you will, of like, I had no idea who the hell I was anymore. I came from a good family. Went to Catholic school all my life. I'm an Eagle Scout.
Wow.
And I had no clue who the hell I was anymore. And I knew that at that point already that if I got out of jail and continued doing what I was doing, I would be dead very quickly. Mm-hmm. So I put my mind to doing whatever it took to make some sort of a change. I didn't know what that change would be. I just knew I had to make a change. While I was in jail, a couple of the guards I became cool with a couple of the guards. There was this one guy they called Cowboy. He actually wore a cowboy hat. It was uniform regulation cowboy hat. And I had been asking him about the AA meeting in the East Baton Rouge jail, and there was never any room. Well, one night there was, I guess somebody was sick, or I don't know what happened. He called me up to the front of the cell, and he asked me if I wanted to go to the meeting. I was like, sure. I went to the meeting. the gentleman from the local 12-step community had a couple of big books to give out, like 3 of them. I was able to get my hands on a copy, and I started reading it while I was spending my night, at night while I was locked up. And I found great solace in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. But that was my path. I'm not,
I mean, it sounds like it. When this all started for you, was there how long had you been on the let's call it the broken road? How long were you?
Okay. So alcohol had always been a part of my family. Ever since I was a little kid, I can remember being special meals, Easter dinner, Christmas dinner, whatever it was. When I was very young, I'd get like half a glass of wine. But I can even remember back then, I'd drink that half a glass of wine and just something would come over me. Like I'd get this weird feeling in the back of my cheek, and I always wanted more, even back then. And I had a older brother. He's like 8.5 years older than me. So when he got older, when I would hang out with him and his buddies or whatever, like I could do whatever the hell I wanted to do. But the defining moment, I would have to say, was, I went through high school, started experimenting and doing different stuff, and dabbling here, dabbling there with different drugs, and of course still drinking. And but in May of 1999, my mother woke me up to a phone call. My best friend in the world had died of a heart attack 3 weeks before his 23rd birthday.
Jesus.
We graduated from high school together. And he was always the picture of health. He was a tuba player in high school. He ended up being the drum major of our high school band. He was all-state hurdler in track. If you would have stuck him and I in a room with all of our mutual friends and said which one's going to die first, everybody in the room would have pointed at me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a terrible thought. I'm just saying, man. It's like y'all are fucked up friends.
I get that all the time, just primarily because things tend to collapse, explode, and bite me usually. So
yeah, well, you get in fucked up situations. That's your fault.
But the truth isn't always sunshine, roses, and unicorn farts.
That's true.
So
it's the unicorn farts then.
When that happened, things began to spiral out of control. And I caught a felony distribution charge, moved up to Baton Rouge, caught another DWI, cleaned up my act, caught another DWI right before Katrina, moved to Mississippi, Katrina happened, the house that I was living in was practically, it was destroyed. Moved back in with my mom and dad. Then during that time, I had found out that my mom was re-diagnosed with cancer. And this time there was nothing they could do for her.
That would definitely be a stressor.
Yeah, for sure.
And during that time, I stayed loaded. Like I'd stay, I'd stay out of the house for days on end, like just doing anything I could to feel anything else but the natural emotions that were going on in my body.
Right, trying to get rid of sadness with other shit.
Oh yeah. So that led me to, I ended up moving to Baton Rouge, and that was the, I got that other DWI, which led me going to jail, that I had already talked about. Got out, started going to meetings and doing the deal.
Well, how is apparently it's going well for you now. I mean, this seems to have helped
Yes.
you quite a bit.
It hasn't always been easy, but it's been simple as long as I get myself out of the way. If I let my ego take control, I can mess things up real quickly. There was a period of time when I was about 3 years sober, right before I turned 4 years sober, where I walked away from my active recovery. I was still sober, but I wasn't working any sort of a program. I still had my spirituality, which is a big part of my recovery. Then I had another traumatic experience. My father had passed away. Shortly thereafter, lost my job and became homeless.
Jeez, man.
And I was homeless for about 10 and a half months. But I ended up, after about 2.5 months, I made the decision to move back towards my home, which is the New Orleans area, because I had a better network of people, and I couch surfed in a couple of different places for extended periods. And, while I was looking for jobs, then I bounced between a couple of different jobs here and there. And then lined up with, I ended up getting a gig at a local electronic cigarette store. Little shameless plug here, Smoke Signals. And they were amazing people for me. They saw my desire to work, and they did whatever it took on their end so that I was able to show up and continue to exert that desire to work.
Sweet.
And I ended up progressing in the company. During that time, I had ended up moving in with a friend of mine out in Mid-City. And I had known this woman for a long time. I was a hypothetical uncle to her 3 children. and her husband was incarcerated at the time. He got out, moved back into the home, and October 30. At this time, I still wasn't in any sort of active recovery. It was just kind of white knuckling it, as we call it. And October 31st of 2013, I found him dead of a heroin overdose in the bathroom of the home, with his wife and 2 of his children asleep in the front part of the house. The week following was pretty intense at the house, and for the first time in my, at that point in time, 5 years, without having used a mind-altering substance, I found myself contemplating using again. I reached out to some friends of mine who were in the program, and within a few days, I had an interview at a place called Oxford House. Oxford House is a network of sober living homes. It's been around since 1975. There's over 2,100 homes across the United States, Hawaii. There's some in Great Britain. There's even some in Australia and continental Africa. And I moved into an Oxford House in Metairie. And, you know, since I've been living here, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, you live in a halfway house." It's not a halfway house. It's very much what's called a sober living home. There is no paid tech who lives on site. The houses are independently run by the members of the houses themselves, democratically. We all pay an equal share and keep up all the expenses of the home. And we have certain guidelines that we have to live by. We have to remain sober. We have to pay our weekly share of the expenses. We have to attend weekly meetings. And the other great thing where Oxford houses differ from most halfway homes or three-quarter homes is there's no time limit on how long a person can stay here. I've been living in Oxford House for approximately about 3.5 years now.
Wow.
Okay.
And I'm actually, I'll be transitioning out this weekend.
All right.
Where are you heading after this?
I am actually moving in with my girlfriend and her 2 sons.
Congratulations. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's a big step. I'm looking forward to it. And
So very cool.
since I've lived in Oxford House, I have lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses in 2 states. I was what they call a charter member in 2 homes.
What's a charter member?
That's when a new house opens up. They take a member from a pre-existing house that knows like all the house positions and how a house functions.
So
and
this kind of started your idea and your path towards doing some counseling and yourself and things.
Okay. I
mean, is that what maybe is that what helped you with that, or is that something you're still doing? Is it,
It is something I'm still doing. It did kind of help with it. I ended up at one point in time going to work for Oxford House as what they call an outreach worker. I went to Tennessee.
I was about to say that was when you had left. I remember going to your going away thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I went to Tennessee. I opened up the first ever Oxford House in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Very cool.
Oxford House Rocky Top. And
You'll maybe burst in a song any second, aren't you?
I was thinking about it too. I kind of let it go though. I was like, ah.
Well, this is. I don't mean to rush on any of this, because this is a hell of a story, and I think it's a very inspiring story.
Right.
I think this is something that, in one way or another, I think a lot of people, no matter what it is, I think we all have our vices to a point. Mm-hmm. And I think there's this Oxford House and places like it, I think provide a very valuable service for a lot of people. I think more people need to know about things like this, and to hear it from people that went through it, such as yourself, because no one wants to hear somebody tell them how to be, how to live, what to do when they haven't gone through it themselves. No, that's a big thing.
Yeah,
no
that's
one
true.
hear that shit. So it'd be like, walk a mile in my shoes, that sort of thing. But I mean, you've walked a couple miles. You've walked 10, 20, 30, 50 miles. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people haven't gone as far and done as well as you have. That they really need support from other people, of any kind. And it's a tough situation when you have so many stressful things happen in your life, and they tend to happen back to back. You can go so many different ways, but if you don't have a great support structure, there's so many people in this country that just fall by the wayside. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like Oxford House and is definitely one of those places that people should really consider, checking out if you feel this is time for a life change, a positive life change. This may be a route for you,
And what you just said is also a great segue into what I'm currently doing now.
Awesome. That's why, by the way.
After I only worked for Oxford House in that capacity for 3 months. I moved back to Louisiana, and I got certified as what's known as a peer support specialist. A peer support specialist is a person with lived experience in recovery. It means that I have experienced trauma, or be it addictions or psychiatric challenges or sexual trauma or whatever it is, and have gained a certain level of recovery in my life, and now I can use that recovery and kind of carry the torch to provide the light for others. I work in that capacity as a certified peer support specialist on an assertive community treatment team in the behavioral health field. We work with people who have psychiatric challenges, where a person like myself who has experienced more with substance use challenges still is a benefit for a behavioral health unit, is that 70% of the population with psychiatric challenges also have co-occurring substance use challenges. Recovery is recovery. Like, you can like my recovery is I can use my experience to help that person find their vision for recovery in their life so they can possibly improve the quality of their life and
Sure.
Achieve the goals that they want to achieve in their life. I've even taken it another step farther, and I'm one of 4 people certified in the state to as an associate facilitator that can train people to be certified peer support specialists for the state.
Oh, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome.
Yeah, that's very fucking cool, dude.
So what's your goals for this year? Short-term goals. I know you say you're moving out. You're moving in with the girlfriend. What's on the horizon for you this year?
Most of the time I take every day as it comes.
Okay.
And I don't plan too far ahead. Now that I am moving in with my girlfriend and we're kind of starting a family, I know a lot of that's going to change.
Sure.
That's a huge step, man. That's really awesome, though.
I mean, that's going to be great for you, I think.
And we're already formulating some plans for some things to do and
Sweet.
places to go but as it stands right now, my one goal is for the first time in a very long time, I'm actually taking an extended vacation.
Nice.
Even though I'm not going anywhere,
You just need to be off.
I'm just off.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you need just to have a mental vacation from everything else, and I think that's a great way of recharging and resetting everything. Right now, I'd like to take about 10 weeks of a mental vacation. I'll take a mental vacation right now.
Yeah, same here, dude. I'm ready to just say, I'm done. Leave me alone for a while.
I mean,
I did have I had this bucket list of stuff that I wanted to do, but between 2012 and 2015, I knocked a bunch of stuff off.
that's awesome.
I got to see Iron Maiden play live.
Yeah, great show, dude. That's probably one of the best live acts ever.
I got to see King Diamond.
Nice.
And not only did I get to see King Diamond, but he played Abigail from beginning to end.
That was at the Civic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get to go to that show, man.
Let's see.
So fuck you. I'm just saying.
I got to finally see Danzig. I'm a little bit of a Danzig freak.
He's a good performer. I saw him years and years ago when I was a kid.
I'm looking forward to the Body Count album that's coming out this Friday.
I didn't hear anything but the one little snippet that they put on Facebook, which it was pretty good.
Yeah, you never know when Ice-T straps on the Body Count hat. What?
Oh, okay. I was wondering where the strap-on reference was going. Okay.
No, not the strap-on, Rum. Not a strap-on.
Yeah.
Strap on the hat.
Yeah.
Snap-on.
Snap-on. We'll go with that.
Yeah, there you go. Snap-back hats.
Anything, that's for sure.
Nothing to do with a strap-on, dude. God, what's wrong with you?
The other thing that I want to do probably within the next 2 years, and I'm still trying to get my girlfriend to find a way to be okay with this is
Strap-ons?
No. Please edit that out. is I want to do a Halloween trip in Transylvania.
Yes, my man. It's awesome.
Like where you go through the countryside, and then there's the big mask ball in what is it, Snogoff Castle or something like that.
Yes, and there's a couple great trips to do like that. A couple of different companies offer it. You can go through. You're going through Budapest, you're going through Prague, and then you end up in Romania, and it's an amazing, it's an amazing trip. You need to do it.
Rum,
Yes,
why are you an expert on this?
because I have researched it, and it's something that I'm actually planning on doing myself.
I like this guy.
It's one of Rum's bucket list trips.
I mean, this is, there's a lot to do. There's also a really great, you can do the fantasy version, what I call it the fantasy version. You can go to the real, what they call the real vampire trip, or you can do the history of Vlad Tepes, from childhood to his demise. You can do that trip, which is really cool too. So
That's the one I want.
Yeah, that's a really cool trip, dude.
Does the fantasy version include a midget in a white pantsuit?
No, it does not. But you do get real plastic fangs, and you can run amok through a village and grab people.
I do like the Fantasy Island callback, though.
Hey, boss.
That was pretty awesome.
Hey, we go to Transylvania,
It's
boss.
the plane. No, it's not the plane. It's a bat.
It's the bat, boss.
Just bring Wayne with you.
Let's do it. Yes, I'm a midget.
I want to bring Adam because he grounds me.
He grounds you?
He grounds me. We're going to be in Romania. I'm going to be going crazy, and Adam's going to be looking at me going, no, don't do that. Because Adam grounds me.
I'm absolutely not going overseas with you because I can't afford to be arrested in another country.
You don't have to. Just do it. Do it. Live life on the edge.
Adam, he's trying to say that you're like the father figure of
You're not
us
the
bad
father
children.
figure. You ground me, dude. You're like, you're Adam's my anchor. In a non-weird way.
Is that like a fat joke?
No, it's not a fat joke.
I'm
Don't be making fat jokes.
Not a fat joke. I'm being serious.
I got you.
He's not singing Bette Midler songs right now. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping it
I'm
doesn't.
trying to think of the song from
You got 400 pounds of guest on the other side of this line.
Jason, you can't. You're not 400 pounds, man.
Dude, I went to the doctor the other day. I'm 393.
There's no way, dude. You don't look like you're 400 pounds.
You wear it well, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you very much.
No problem.
You just have hefty shoulders.
Hefty shoulders.
That's.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Just run with
It's
it.
a rum thing, dude. You never know.
Hefty shoulders. You know.
At least he's not trying to make you wear a brown diaper, not a strap on.
A brown what?
The brown diaper. Remember you were talking about us being sumo wrestlers?
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that's because someone else needs to join Oxford House.
Yeah. Rum.
Really?
You're not called the rum guy for nothing.
It just happens to be my middle name.
Right, motherfucker.
I'm sure our guest really appreciated you cracking that beer.
It wasn't a beer.
Yeah, sure.
It was a pop, as they say in
It was a pop.
up north.
It was the last remaining copy of Tab.
I do like me some Tab.
You know, have you ever tried one
That
of those
means
lately?
a different thing to me.
Yeah, you're right. It does. That's pretty funny. A Tab in Jason's world is a completely different from a soda.
The strap on.
No, it's not that.
We got Adam with one word tonight. Strap on.
It's a strap on.
It's technically 2 words.
Well, it's hyphenated.
Yeah.
It's hyphenated.
it's really not.
It can be.
It can be. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, it can't.
God
It
damn
can
it.
be. I've done it.
You done a strap on?
I've done it hyphenated.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you have. Does Amy know, or was she involved?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to answer that because you know she was the one using it.
It was a Fresca, if you have to know.
A Fresca? Nice. Those are tasty.
I do like a Fresca. It's the only grapefruit soda.
It is, and it's refreshing.
It is.
Fresca.
Exactly. I like the really scary Fresca in the background. It was beautiful.
Speaking of scary, not to get off topic because I know this has been a very serious episode, and I think
It has.
I think it's been awesome. Speaking of scary, has anybody seen the trailer for It?
Yes.
No.
Oh, dude. Go look on my Facebook page, Jason, whenever you get a chance. Like, after we get off of this, go check it out. You have to see it.
What?
The It reboot.
It looks pretty friggin' incredible.
It's awesome.
I hope it's not a bummer.
And that's not meaning anything to do with a strap-on.
No, I hope it's doesn't let us down. But by its
okay, Wayne. I understand where it's going.
But by its trailer,
I think you killed Adam.
I think we killed it.
yeah.
Killed it.
But by the trailer, honestly, it looks incredible.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. There was that one that I saw, and then I actually watched. There's a comedy coming out called Bastards. It's Owen Wilson and Ed Helm. Ed Helm is the dude from he's from the Hangover movies. They play these two brothers that their mother has lied to them their entire life about their father dying of colon cancer, which is really nice of a mom to do. And one of the brothers even says in the trailer that he spent all of his life looking at assholes because he's a proctologist now because his dad died of colon cancer and he wanted to stop it. But it looks like an actually really funny movie. Maybe you should check that trailer out too. It's called Bastards.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
If he's a proctologist, I bet he knows all about strap-ons.
Probably. And it's probably a really shitty job.
Speaking of strap-ons and proctology, did you hear what Stephen Hawking is going to do?
Oh, no.
Something with a black hole. There's some black hole thing coming out of this motherfucker. I don't know what it is, but there's going to be a black hole in this story. Go ahead. What is he doing?
Well, actually, Stephen Hawking got an invitation to go on to one of those tourist space launches.
Wrong.
Go up into space. Yeah.
It's just Stephen Hawking. It's not Stephen Hawking's.
I like to call him Hawkings because
There's of them.
Whatever.
There's two guys who can speak in a robot chair.
Right. Anyway, he got an invitation to go into space.
For women,
right?
Despite his limitations.
That's right.
Does he? I don't know. Does he do his thing?
He probably does.
Like,
Absolutely.
With people?
He had a wife.
Yeah.
Who nurtured him as his body fell apart, and
Well, that was very nice of her.
And he left her for his maid, who he was fucking, despite the fact that he could barely move.
What a dick.
Well, anyway.
Literally, what I mean, if
Well, anyway, he's going into space, supposedly.
Stephen Hawking is going to space.
I guess some of the crew members are saying they don't want to go up with him, like other people. Well, that's a thought. But I mean, the argument is, was like, no one's going to be able to understand him on the intercom.
It's okay.
He's going to get loose. He's going to be bumbling around up in space. He's going to be bumping into shit. And he's.
Can you grab that, Steven? No.
they're going to have to tie him down, and then they're going to have to catch him. He's going to do it more than one time. He's because he wants the freedom. He's going to float around. And then, they have to chase his pee bag. There's going to be a lot of things they're going to have to do
pee bag
to contain Steven. And I just don't think it's a good idea. There's a lot more the man can do on the ground than he can up in space.
Not really.
Like,
like drool, correct.
Or, maybe, do more, black hole work.
Black hole sun.
Won't you come?
I think that's terrible.
Did. I don't know. I didn't know he had a lady friend.
Oh, dude, he like Adam said, he was married for years, and then like he said, he also left his wife for
It's just
another woman.
weird. I just can't fathom that.
Oh, there's a movie about that, right?
Yeah,
No, I don't see movies.
it's a very, very good movie, actually.
What's it called?
Fucking are movies John Cena to you? What the fuck does that mean?
Wait, what?
What was the name of the movie?
It's called The Theory of Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't have watched that just by the title.
it's good though. I mean, it's no Lemonade Mouth, right?
No, there's no Lemonade Mouth or M. Night Shyamalan or whatever. Fuck.
The nice thing about The Theory of Everything is that you can crack a beer in the middle of it and nobody goes, oh.
Fresca, motherfucker! Whatever. I don't need your judgment.
So, Jason, anyone who is listening out here on our show that would like that thinks they need some help or anything, is there anywhere they can contact someone to get that? Is there any way you can give some contact information for people?
To reach Oxford House, there's a couple of different. The best way to go is oxfordvacancies.com. It's our vacancy website. When you go there, you can search by state, county, and parish, and whether you're looking for a male or a woman house, male or female house, and it'll show how many, the max capacity of the house, how many vacancies they have. It'll give a phone number for the house itself. It'll also give a contact name, and that contact name's phone number. Also, they could go to oxfordhouse.org. That is the Oxford House Incorporated website. As far as if somebody is possibly looking to get into treatment, there are a number of great places in the New Orleans area that I can name off the top of my head. Of course, there's Bridge House, Odyssey House, Arno, not to be confused with the animal shelter. It's addiction. I think it's addiction rehabilitative. It's called Arno, but it's not the animal rescue of New Orleans
or the bar.
Then there's Acer. There's also Townsend, Responsibility House, Gateway. Those are a few in the New Orleans area. If somebody's seeking out temporary shelter, I know that, there's the Salvation Army. I don't know the name of the homeless shelters other than the Ozanam Inn on Camp Street. Okay. I know there's another one.
And if you're a single female, you can come to my house and we can reenact Black Snake Moan.
Black Snake Moan? You're going to tie her up?
Yeah.
You're a naughty boy.
I don't like the way you said that.
Why?
This is creepy.
Oh, well, okay. No problem.
On a serious note, that's good information to have.
Yeah, dude, seriously, yeah. I'm glad you had dude, I didn't realize there was that many houses in the city. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Metairie area has a total of 10 houses. 10 Oxford houses.
Oh, wow.
2 of which are female houses. And then in the New Orleans area, I believe there's another 9 with a 10th that's going to be opening very soon for women and children within the next month or 2.
That's fantastic, man.
Very cool. Well, maybe that's something the government can get behind and push forward for some more financial help for these places too, because I think they're definitely needed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's the funny thing though. In most other states, there is funding through the state Department of Health and Human Services, or whatever the case may be, to help open up houses. But in Louisiana, it's a little bit different. All the monies come from the houses themselves. To open up the houses,
self-funded. They raise their own.
We have fundraisers and different events throughout the year. We just had our second annual Sober Girl fundraiser that we'll be having again next year. It's going to be happening around Mardi Gras time, hence the name Sober Girl. This year it was actually emceed by Wild Wayne and one of the guys from News with a Twist.
Oh, okay.
And we do different fundraisers throughout the year to kind of help raise funds to open these houses as we go along. The need is always there. The last I checked, pretty much all of our houses were almost full, but we never stop taking applications. All the houses usually start waiting lists, and the minute a vacancy comes open, we start calling.
Oh, very cool.
Well, dude, we really appreciate you coming on, man, and we
Thanks
don't
for having me.
Well, yeah, man, we don't normally do like a real serious show and stuff, and it's kind of cool to have something a little different on the show. I mean,
believe it or not, this was a serious show, even towards the end.
Yeah, even if we do drop a strap on here and there, or a dick joke or whatever, but that's who we are and that's how the show is. But it's really cool to have you on and to be able to get you, to tell your story, man. You've been through a lot of shit, and to get to the point where you are is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And,
thank you.
And like I said, dude, thank you for coming on, and hopefully maybe one time you can come on and tell dick jokes with us.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
All right,
man. Well, thanks a lot, Jason, and I'll hit you up some when it comes out.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
I was serious about the black snake mode.
I know you were.
I was gonna ask how you get into the lady house.
I was waiting for that too. And that was our guest, Mr. Jason Blackburn. Thank you so much for joining us again, dude. That was really cool. And like I said, next time you come on, we can talk more loosely and get a little funky. That'll be fun. More strap on talk.
And in all seriousness, if you're struggling with addiction and with mental illness, the best thing for you is just to listen to our show. Every time you're thinking about like snorting cocaine out of a hooker's pussy, you should really just turn on M-Hog, and that's the good shit.
Actually, that's more like a catalyst, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
I think true prevention, Adam, is there's only one thing that's true prevention.
No, you.
That's cranberry juice.
And that'll do it for the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the end of our show. We thank everybody for joining us, especially again, thanks to Jason for joining us. That was really cool to have him come on. And, stick around for the next one. There'll be plenty of dick jokes, fucking, and everything else, I'm sure.
Yeah,
oh,
that's what we do.
And don't forget to still vote or comment, not really a vote, on if you guys want to witness Uber Gary and Mad Mart Flanagan fucking on our 500th episode.
That's just insane and gross, and I'm a little disturbed, and that's just no, don't vote for that.
I just want to say that was the mastermind of our wonderful, wonderful Adam.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking ratings. I'm thinking we can make history, And
History? You're gonna make an ugly man baby.
Because you're a homophobe, and I believe love is love, and I think
that is an ugly man baby waiting to happen.
I think Mart and Gary would make beautiful fat babies.
I mean, come on, put them together. You're gonna have a chubby baby with bad teeth.
You hear that, guys, huh? Rum is calling both of y'all out. That's terrible. I think Rum wants to get in on this section, too.
I don't want to get on anything. I'm already, no. I ain't getting
Rum's going to be the referee between this sex wrestle.
No, there's no referee with sex ref. No, ain't happening. Gross.
He's going to be the guy who uses the jelly.
No.
Tweet at us if you want Rum to be the man who holds the microphone.
There's no holding anything in that scenario. Microphone.
Yeah, definitely tweet us. That would be great.
Go-Gurt ain't holding anything.
Yes. You're going to be getting some Go-Gurt in the face if you stay that close.
Some Go-Gurt. No. Fucking.
But anyway, I was your host, Wayne.
I am the man that's going to convince Rum to hold the microphone.
No, and I am the Rum Guy, stating no microphones will be held, no Go-Gurts, no nothing.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to keep it metal! Yeah!
So metal that we speaking your refrain. Adam story